Tonight, more protesters are on the streets of San Juan demanding Puerto Rico's governor resign.
Se burlaron de nuestros cadáveres, se burlaron de la mujer, se burlaron de la comunidad LGBT.
All that pent-up frustration is now spilling out into these streets.
This is Puerto Rico. This is a highway, actually, in Puerto Rico, where an estimated 500,000 people flocked to the streets yesterday, making it the 11th straight day of protests demanding the resignation of Governor Ricardo Rossello. Now, you may be asking, why should we be paying attention to this? And I'd first respond by reminding the world, since they've seemingly forgotten, that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. But secondly, and most importantly, this outpouring demonstrates the power of the people and represents what democracy really should be. So, what caused this? Well, several things, but the outrage was initially sparked last week when leaked text messages sent by Rossello were released by Puerto Rico's Center for Investigative Journalism. The text messages show Rossello making an array of racist, homophobic, and insensitive comments. And so, rather than make excuses for them, say in the vein of locker room talk or he didn't really mean send her back as racist, the people of Puerto Rico were outraged and took to the streets to let their leaders know that Rossello's comments are not representative of them or their values. Now, have the scandals lit a fire? Yes. Is this the only reason? Well, according to those well-versed in Puerto Rican politics, no. The scandals have merely aggravated a half-decade of crisis on the island. Already struggling with high unemployment and ever-growing debt, the island was devastated in 2017 by Hurricane Maria, which killed thousands and left Puerto Ricans waiting for power to return for up to 11 months. In the aftermath of the storm, the actual death count has been somewhat ambiguous, a fact the governor and his colleagues mocked in the released texts. But since the disaster, the island's population has continued to dwindle as more and more people leave for the mainland. But it wasn't just Rossello's comments that have left Puerto Ricans feeling disgruntled. His management of the hurricane's aftermath itself has come under severe scrutiny, particularly when he decided to sign over $300 million to a little-known Montana company to supervise cleanup. And don't forget that the release of Rossello's messages came just days after the FBI arrested two former top officials in his government as part of a corruption probe over their handling of $15.5 million in contracts. The recent incident involving the governor has only galvanized a public that feels neglected and exploited by political and economic elites. And while the vulgar texts have certainly caught the eyes of the world, the people of Puerto Rico have been speaking about their mistreatment at the hands of the government for some time. Protests are expected to continue as the governor, while stating he would not run for re-election, refuses to resign. But looking at these images and the power of the protests so far, I'm not sure how long that will last. For more on this, come over to my Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell. If you're in Puerto Rico, I would love to hear what is going on firsthand from you. On Twitter at Francis M. Maxwell. You can like and share the video and also support independent media right here. Did you know that TYT Network is now available on YouTube's new streaming platform, YouTube TV? Get access to full TYT episodes and exclusive shows by signing up for YouTube TV today. All new subscribers get a 7-day free trial, so head over to youtube.tv and search for the TYT Network channel.